Hi, my name is Annie, and welcome to the Walking Word, where we go through the Holy Scriptures in a year as part of discipling. We are still in the book of Leviticus. Leviticus is a legislative book, and we're in chapter 22, Sacrificial Banquets. Let's read. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron and his sons to respect the sacred things which the Israelites consecrate to me, else they will profane my holy name. Okay, I am the Lord. Tell them, if any of you or of your descendants in any future generation dares, while he is in a state of uncleanliness, to draw near the sacred offerings which the Israelites consecrate to the Lord, such a one shall be cut off from my presence. I am the Lord. Don't dare offer sacrifices to me if you're unclean. Okay? No descendant of Aaron who is stricken with leprosy or who suffers from a flow may eat of these sacred offerings. Previously, if you were defected, in chapter 21, we read if you had any form of disability, physical disability, you couldn't offer the sacrifices, but you could eat the sacrifices. Here it says if you have any form of disease, you cannot eat it either. You cannot eat it unless, again, the person becomes clean. So once, let's say you had leprosy, the leprosy is finished, fine, you can eat. If you had a certain flow from your body, if it's finished, fine, you can eat. Moreover, if anyone touches a person who has become unclean by contact with a corpse, or if anyone has had an emission of seed, or if anyone touches any swarming creature, or any man whose uncleanness, of whatever kind it may be, is contagious. The one who touches such as these shall be unclean until evening. He may not eat of the sacred portions until he has first bathed his body in water. Then when the sun sets, he again becomes clean. Only then may he eat of the sacred offerings, which are his food. He shall not make himself unclean by eating of any animal that has died of itself or has been killed by wild beasts. I am the Lord. They shall keep my charge and do not wrong in this matter, or else they will die for their profanation." You remember, for the Israelites, the instructions for God was, if these things happen, go bathe, stay outside the camp, and until evening, then you'll become clean again. For priests, the call was higher: you shall die. Okay. When verse 9, they shall keep my charge and not do wrong in this matter, else they will die for their profanation. I am the Lord who has consecrated them. Neither a lay person nor a priest's tenant or hired servant may eat of the sacred offerings. But a slave whom a priest acquires by purchase or whom is born in his house may eat of his food. A priest's daughter who is married to a layman may not eat of the sacred contributions. But if a priest's daughter is widowed or divorced, having no children, returns to her father's house, she may then eat of her father's food as in her youth. No layman, however, may eat of it. So not any other layman, meaning if you're not from the Levitical tribe, may eat of it. If such one eats a sacred offering through inadvertence, he shall make restitution to the priest for the sacred offering with an increment of 1/5 of the amount. The sacred offerings which the Israelites contribute to the Lord, the priest shall not allow to be profaned, nor in the eating of the sacred offering shall they bring down guilt that must be punished. It is I, the Lord, who make them sacred. All these offerings, when they're brought to my altar, I myself, God, I make them sacred. So even the people who eat them must be in a sacred state. Unacceptable victims. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to Aaron and his sons and all the Israelites and tell them, When anyone of the house of Israel or any alien um, residing in Israel who wishes to offer sacrifices bring a holocaust as a votive offering or as a free will offering to the Lord. Remember, these ordinances are only for the Israelites. But if you want to live with the Israelites and you want to serve this God that they worship, God says, okay, it's okay. Bring us, let's call it a free will. Just know you're not coerced. For the Israelites, it's a must. You have to do this. But for any other person, you want to offer sacrifices to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then by all means. It is to be acceptable. The ox or the sheep, the goat that he offers must be unblemished. Nonetheless, you shall not offer one that has any defect, for such one would not be acceptable for you. When anyone presents a peace offering to the Lord from the herd of the flock in fulfillment of a vow or as a free will offering, it is to find acceptance. It must be unblemished. It shall not have any defect. One that is blind or crippled or maimed, or one that is running sore, um, or mange or ringworm, you shall not offer to the Lord. Do not put such an animal on the altar as an oblation to the Lord. An ox or a sheep that is in any way ill proportionate or stunted, you may indeed present as a free will offering. So if you have a kind of short and stout, it's okay. You can bring that, but it will not be acceptable as a votive offering. Ooh. There's a caveat. Yeah, you can bring it, but it won't be accepted as a voting offering. One that has its testicles bruised or crushed or torn out or cut off, you shall not offer up to the Lord. You shall neither do this in your own land, nor receive from a foreigner any such animals to offer up as food of your God. Since they are deformed or defective, they will not be acceptable for you. Okay. Then the Lord said to Moses, when an ox or a lamb or a goat is born, it shall remain with its mother for 7 days. Remember, we discussed this, the period of colostrum. Allow the kid or the lamb to finish its take, or the calf. It shall remain with the mother for 7 days. Only from the 8th day onward will it be acceptable to be offered as an oblation to the Lord. You shall not slaughter an ox or a sheep on one and the same day with its young. Ah, oh. Hmm. Whenever you offer a thanksgiving sacrifice to the Lord, so offer it that it may be acceptable for you. It must therefore be eaten on the same day. None of it shall be left over until the next day. I am the Lord. We remember this because it still has to be fresh for God. Be careful to observe the commandments which I, the Lord, give you, and do not profane my holy name. In the midst of the Israelites, I, the Lord, must be held as sacred. It is I who made you sacred and led you out of the land of Egypt, that I, the Lord, might be your God. We move to chapter 23, where we'll discuss some holy days.